Hi, my name is Jacqui-lee Pryce and welcome to Shadowboxruk. Hi and welcome, David. How are you doing?
Very well, I'm healthy. That's the main thing. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm lovely. I cannot complain. I cannot complain at all. So how is life treating you in quarantine or partial quarantine?
It's well. Not much has changed, but I'm still staying fit, still training, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, yeah. Did you find it easy to sort of get into a routine when we were on lockdown?
Yeah, I did actually. I had an injury last year, so I wasn't really doing much. I couldn't really train, so I had to kind of find out a few hobbies, and I was reading a lot. So yeah, there was things I was doing that was keeping me occupied.
Oh, that's good. What sort of things were you reading?
So right now I'm reading a book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and I've got 1 Minute Management.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So you're an all-rounder. So talented at boxing, talented at business.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, that's good. And keeping yourself educated. I think a lot of people don't realise that boxers do other things other than boxing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you gotta have some sort of hobby, don't you? I mean, you gotta do something. You can't box 24/7, so something else has to take up your time.
Yeah, true. So let's talk about you. Firstly, congratulations. Signed with Frank Warren. Must be happy about that.
Yeah, it's only the beginning, but yeah, it's gonna be a long journey. And God willing, is a good one.
So did he contact you or did you sort of seek out your promotional team? How did that work?
We were just sort of connected. I had a manager that I was kind of seeing at the time, and then I just called in for a meeting. And then, yeah, from the meeting, I kind of thrashed out what I wanted. He said what he sort of wanted, and then we just negotiated for a few months and came to an agreement.
Nice. He seems to have taken on quite a few really young, fresh boxers, you know, that are just turning over from the amateur scene. He seems to have had a really good eye at picking some great talent. Would you agree?
Most definitely, the younger generation sort of bears that for the future. Um, Eddie's picking a lot of people that kind of really cemented themselves in the boxing industry, whereas they might not be in the game for as long as the young ones. So picking young ones definitely is better for the long run.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So you had a really good amateur career, really great junior as well. You won a national championship, didn't you? With I've forgotten your club now. That's really bad.
Tell you,
Thank you. Going back. So you had a really great amateur career. Firstly, winning a national title as a junior with Del Youth. What is quite funny about that is because it's quite difficult to win an ABA title as a junior, isn't it?
not really. If
Do
you're
you not
good, you're
think?
good. No, I don't think so. And I won a junior ABAs when I was 16. I was only in the game for a year at the time. I started when I was 15. I was junior ABA champion at 16, but I was 91 kilos, so there weren't a lot of juniors that were my size. So I boxed, I think about 5 times, 4 times. I had
Yeah,
about 4 fights going in. I had about 2 or 3 fights going into the ABAs. And yeah, I still ended up winning it. So, but if you're good, you're good.
yeah.
So that's how I see it.
To be fair, there aren't many, like you say, 91 kilo juniors.
Yeah, exactly. Not, I mean, now there might be, every industry is kind of progressing a lot, but I mean, back when I started, no, there wasn't.
Did you have difficulty finding opponents then?
Yeah, initially. So I was meant to have my first fight after a few months. I ended up having my first fight after about 11 months.
Right.
So yeah, it was initially hard, but once we got the ball rolling, we just kept on going from there.
And you won a university championship as well, did you not?
Yeah, I won the Bucks in 2018. That was in my last year uni, and yeah, the second year I was meant to do it, I got injured, and I don't think I even went in it in the first year. I was kind of just learning the ropes at university at the time,
Yeah.
so I don't want to get distracted.
So how difficult or easy was that to sort of do the juggling of university study, etc., whilst being an athlete, a competitive athlete?
was all right. You know, I started boxing whilst I was in education. So whether it was school, college, or university, it was the same thing. I was
Yeah.
studying, I was going home to train. So yeah, university was no different to how it was in school and how it was in college. And you know, university is not as intense as school when you've got it 9 to 3:30 every day, Monday to Friday. So
yeah. No, it's good. It's good that you didn't put all your eggs in one basket. So now you can kind of concentrate, obviously, on the boxing.
exactly.
So you've had your debut.
Yeah.
Lovely. I just was thinking of when I saw it that how exciting that must have been for a London boy to debut in the Copper Box. Just describe that experience to me.
Yeah, it was a good feeling. God willing, the start of something, you know, that's gonna keep on happening. But yeah, I was just, you know, enjoying it, taking it as it comes. I visualized it way before it happened. So when I was there, it was nothing new.
Nice. And what about walking out to that crowd? And it's quite intense, though, isn't it?
Not really, to be fair. I mean, nothing really changes. Like, once I get in the ring, it's only gonna be me. Sorry, or another person. So it's nothing really new. If I was fighting 2 or 3 people, they might be different, but I'm still fighting one person, so it was nothing
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, no, that's true, true. I was thinking though, and maybe your management and your trainer might not agree, but I did feel like that you are already ready for a step up in opponent. You made easy work of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not fast. I'd fight anybody. You know, there's no fear on my behalf. So I leave that to my manager, promoter, coach, and whoever they decide I fight, and I'll fight.
Was there a moment in there that I mean, there were times that I think you were rushing your work, and then there was a moment where you got caught with a 3-shot combination. It was like, what? My man's come to fight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's boxing. You know,
Yeah.
you can't go out in the rain and expect not to get wet. Um, it happens. And like I said, I rushed my work, but you know, it was my debut. I still think I did all right. You know, 10 out of 10 times I beat that opponent anyway, so there was no fear there. Punches didn't mean nothing. And, you know, heavyweight game, people want to see people get hit, so I
Yeah.
suppose it was a good thing.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And you've been a lot in the press, obviously. People have been talking about you sparring the big man, Tyson Fury. Talk to me about that experience. You know, what was that like? What did you take away from it? Little gems. Yeah.
Good experience. Yeah, I mean, you learn a lot about the sport. I mean, I'd like to think I know a lot, but you always learn more once you're involved in it firsthand. So, you know, I was just learning the ropes, sitting back, observing, and listening more than I was talking. So that was the main thing.
Mm. But you've also sparred quite a few other heavyweights, haven't you? Just mention a few names.
Oh, that's a long list. I've sparred David Haye, Trezora, Joyce, stablemate Dubois, Fury. So I've sparred a lot of them. Tyson, of course. Yeah, the list goes on.
Who's the trickiest to work out?
Trickiest, most awkward is Tyson, of course. I mean, 6'9", 120 something kilos. A lot of people don't move like him, so yeah, he is a tricky opponent.
Okay, so what's your first song? Who's it by, and why have you picked it?
First song is Phil Collins, "In the Air Tonight." It's a song I listened to when I was young, and used to get me through training. So, and I love the drums as well. Actually, got to mention I love the drums, so it plays a big part.
So, talking about some of your sparring partners, let's talk about Dubois and Joe Joyce. You're supposed to be on the undercard. Have you heard anything about an opponent or a date?
I just stay fit and I try to, you know, stay in the gym as much as possible. But in terms of opponents and dates, I just leave that to my manager's coach, you know, and promoter. And whenever they tell me I'm fighting, I fight. You know, I'm ready to go now. So I just leave it to them.
I heard the other day that that actual bout might not happen now. Is that true?
I mean, you know more than me because I never heard that. So I don't actually know. I mean, I don't see a reason as to why it wouldn't happen.
I think I was watching. I've been watching a few interviews on online, and I saw Joyce's management team saying, you know, we're not going to wait around forever. So that kind of made me think, oh, I wonder if negotiations have fallen down or what's happening there.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you seem to know more than me, but I never heard nothing like that. But, I mean, like I said, if the contract's already been signed, I mean, I don't see why they'd pull out. It wasn't like, you know, either camp pulled out for a reason or something that, you know, that happened. That was out of everyone's control.
Yeah. So you have sparred both men.
Yes.
In your opinion, who's the winner?
I have no idea. They both got attributes. I'm watching that fight as a fan, you know, as a spectator. I'd like to see who wins. I seriously do not know who wins that fight, you know. They both got strengths, they both got weaknesses. Yeah. It's just the exploits on the night and what fighter shows up on the night.
Fair enough. So, what's your second track? Who's it by and why you picked it?
My second song is Michael Jackson, They Don't Really Care About Us. And I chose that song because it's a song I used to listen to growing up. You know, my older siblings used to listen to it. So, yeah, I've known it. And you know what, actually, I listened to that song one time when I walked into David Haye's gym. And I liked it a lot. You know, he had the song pumping loud. And it kind of get me going. So I thought, you know what, I got to add this to my playlist.
So David, talking about that track, did you see there was another David that did a little tribute on social media, Madonna's son? Did you see it and what did you think of it?
You say Madonna's son? Yeah, I saw that tribute. You know, fair play to him. And I saw it. You know, I didn't really have a say on it. It was good. It was all for the greater cause. So yeah, I stand by him.
Let's talk about Tyson Fury again. Reason why I want to talk to you about that is, so you go off to Las Vegas. Talk me through that experience and what you can take from that as someone that's at the start of your journey.
I just get the call, you know, look, do you want to come out and help Tyson? You know, I initially got the call whilst I was preparing for my debut, so I never really, I never answered it. I think I wanted to focus on my fight. And then after my debut, I got the call again, and then, yeah, we just took the offer up. It was a good experience. I mean, credit to Tyson, he looked after all his sparring partners. And it all made us feel welcome.
He's really loved. Is he exactly the same off camera as he is on camera?
Yeah, you know, the same man you see, I mean, behind the cameras, the same man you get when there's no cameras. He's the exact same man, you know, there's no facade, there's no acting. You just real as they come.
That's good to hear. So your third song, what is it, who's it by, and why have you chosen it?
My third song, I'd say, I think is Heavy K, Celebration. That's the song I was listening to. I like to listen to Heavy K. He's like a deep house DJ, and he's somebody I'd listen to whilst I'm training. I love his music.
Start forever. Together, we'll bend this night up and dance this up and well like we live forever.
coming from Del Youth, I think it's amazing that you have stuck with your old amateur coach. Did you look at any other coaches, or were you always going to stick with him, Gary?
I was always gonna, you know, when I started thinking about the pro game, I initially thought about sticking with Gary. I never really looked at other coaches, but you know, being in different gyms, sparring and whatnot, and I've obviously had a lot of coaches give me a few tips, you know, along the years. So but none of them really had a connection with like I did with Gary. So you know, I'm happy where I'm at right now. So if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, true. And then he can make some coin as well for a change, bless him.
Yeah, he deserves it. You know, he's been in the game for about 2 decades. And all for the love of the sport. You know, me and him used to wake up early in the morning in the amateur days and travel far for sparring and whatnot. And, you know, he did it all for the love, no money. So, you're right, he starts to see the benefits.
And also, I mean, you've already got that beautiful friendship and bond there already. Exactly. So, you know, you know that he's only going to have your best interests at heart.
Exactly.
So what's the fourth track and why have you picked it?
Fourth track is Burna Boy, Collateral Damage. I like that song a lot. You know, he talks about the government back home in Nigeria, you know, my motherland. But also just a song I actually like to listen to and a song I like to vibe to.
So being part of Del Youth, I'm guessing you were around at the time when that whole Grenfell incident happened. I mean, how was that?
I was boxing for Del Youth at the time. I wasn't actually, you know, around in London the time it actually happened, because the time it happened in London, I was in university. So, you know, I was far away, but, you know, the gym was obviously, of course, inside the actual building that the Grenfell fight happened in, but it was upsetting, yeah.
I mean, it was rebuilt pretty quickly, and I'm assuming it's because it's a massive, massive part of that community. I mean, do you know how that all sort of came together?
I don't really know. You know, I wasn't really trying to get too much involved in it. You know, my heart went out for the victims that lost their lives. You know, I knew people that died in it. So, you know, may they rest in soul, may they rest in peace. Sorry, but yeah, that was sort of where my mind was at. But I remember, I think the committee kind of got alerted that, you know, a TV crew that worked with BBC, DIY, SOS wanted to come down and, you know, make a change for the community, and they did so.
Nice, yeah. I thought it was, you know, it's just one steady thing in the sea of craziness that was going on over there. Do you know what I mean? Quite rightly so, when people were sort of calling out officials. But yeah, I thought it was great that that hub was able to sort of rise out of such a terrible incident.
Yes.
So, your thoughts on Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield? They're back in the gym. They're getting ready. What's your thoughts on those two boxers coming back?
They shouldn't do it. But, you know, the money's money, I suppose. And then to these guys at that age, the money they're getting offered will clearly last to the, you know, to the rest of their lifetime. So they're probably just going to take up that offer. But, you know, none of them are the same fighters they once were, God knows how many years ago. So they're not doing it for the love. They're clearly doing it for the money, because if they got offered peanuts, they wouldn't do it. So it's not for the love. But yeah, I think they should just both leave it. But if they want to both knock the brains out of each other, then we'll all watch, I suppose.
I think we're all sort of hankering after the glory days, aren't we, where that's concerned?
Exactly that. Exactly that.
I do think, though, it has been unfortunate that certain people have mismanaged their money, and so therefore the fact that they were at such a pinnacle of their career and then they're having to, in their 50s, come back and earn a living. But I guess we don't know what happens, you know, in life. We don't know what would happen to ourselves, in fact. So I am sitting on the fence a bit. I'm excited, but I think it's because I'm being nostalgic.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, you know, they obviously mismanaged their money. Hopefully that's not the case. So there's the likes of myself and other boxers coming up, but they're trying to make it back.
I think the difference between boxers these days, and this is no disrespect to anybody in the past. Number one, let's say you've got more information to hand with the internet, etc. And number two, you know, people like yourself that have gone off to university, got a degree, a little bit more business savvy, let's say. This is not the time where back in the day it was like me boxer, you management. I think that boxers these days are really making sure they've got their eye on both sides of the coin.
Yeah, most definitely, because they're only conning themselves if they don't. You know, and as a boxer myself, I think it's good that I know what's going on with everything that's going on in my career. You know, whether that's management, you know, boxing and everything. I'd rather know, have an overlook on everything, just so that I know everything's running smoothly.
What's your fifth tune? And why have you chosen it?
Fifth song is P. Diddy, More Money, More Problems. Explanations in the name, but I like the song. And it's the realness. It's just the realness.
GPO, PPA, no info for the DEA. And the phone in the basement. GPO, PPA, no info for the DEA. Federal agents mad cause I'm flagrant, tap myself. And the phone in the basement. My team supreme, stay clean. Triple beam, miracle dream. I be that. Catch a seat at all events bent. Send holsters, girls on shoulders.
Been in the press a lot recently. Just interested to hear from the new school of boxer what they think about posting sparring online.
I don't necessarily agree with it. I mean, it doesn't really matter, actually, should I say. If both sparring partners are fine with it, then it doesn't matter. But if one person is going to do it and the other person says he doesn't want it up there, then it shouldn't happen. And if you're an experienced boxer, you definitely shouldn't be recording yourself beating up a novice. You know, somebody that's inexperienced. It doesn't take a genius to realise that one person's a boxer and the other person isn't.
So let's play devil's advocate. You get knocked down in sparring trying something. I post it online.
No, that wouldn't happen.
I was like, no.
That's not happening.
I think the old school ways of what happens in the gym stays in the gym have kind of, unfortunately, been thrown out of the window.
Yeah, you know, it's how boxers nowadays make fights for themselves, you know, keep themselves relevant. But, you know, I'm a fighter. I don't really need to keep myself relevant. I let my hands do the talking. And when my fights come, my fights come. You know, I put people on their bum in sparring. I won't go around bragging about it. So, yeah.
Amen. So lastly, what if you could sort of make a map of, you know, I know it's been difficult, but let's say this next 6 months to a year, you could make a map of how you would like your career to go. What would that look like?
That'd be me staying as active as possible, you know, fighting on every show that Frank has. And God willing, I keep bombing them away the same way I did in my debut. And if you ask me, I think I will.
I've got a feeling that you're going to throw a spanner in the works, my friend.
In what way?
Just like, certain scenes are kind of sewn up. Oh no, here's a new guy now in the mix.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I see these guys fighting, I want to be involved. And but you know, you got to stay humble. I know my lane. I'll stay in it. And but I definitely think I can mix it with these guys now. But you know, with the right timing, you can become unstoppable.
Yeah, I think it's great that you're kind of keeping yourself, holding yourself back a little bit and going, you know what, I can do this, but I've got a little bit of learning to do. I can wait my time out, which is great. Yeah, I'm really excited actually about your future. I can really see you coming in and upsetting the cat. I can really see you coming in and upsetting the apple cart. I really can.
Absolutely. I can see it myself.
It's good. It's good. It's really good because it's kind of like, oh, fucking hell, now there's another one. I'm not going to put this in. But there's another one now. He's come up. We all thought we had it sewn up.
No, 100%, 100%. I think that's why everyone loves the heavyweight game because, you know, it's so unpredictable. And, you know, a year ago tomorrow would have been when Joshua lost his old Andy Ruiz, and, you know, nobody saw that coming unless you was a boxing fanatic and you knew the sport. So, yeah, I mean, heavyweight game is so unpredictable. Everybody loves it.
The boxing now is returning next month. It's returning behind the scenes. I'm not sure how that's going to quite work, even though they have laid out, you know, point by point how it is going to work. So people are not going to be able to fly in sparring partners. They're not going to be able to fly in opponents. Do you think now, you coming into the game at this particular moment where there's probably going to be more 50-50 grudge matches, do you think that's more beneficial for you?
Doesn't really affect me, you know. A fight is a fight. It is what it is. What's written can't be changed. So I suppose it was supposed to happen. Whether they fly people in or whether I fight people here, I train the same way. And to be fair, I don't see no heavyweights in the UK that can give me problems.
Do you think, though, this will definitely help towards eliminating people avoiding each other?
It will, you know, because they ain't got a variety of opponents they could fight now. You know, there's only a certain amount of people in the pot that they can choose from. So, you know, people are going to have to fight each other now, you know, and yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be very, very exciting. Well, thank you very much for giving us your time, and keep in touch. Keep in touch. Let us know how you're getting on.
No, most definitely. Thank you.
If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber of Shadowboxruk UK, we'd love to see you, so please go ahead and subscribe now.